So, I wanted to share, I guess, several different videos talking a little bit about how I really had lost my relationship with God and how I got close to Him as well. And, for me, it's important that, I bring it up in case someone else has a similar situation like myself. I think everybody has their own story, and every story is important. I think mine begins when I was little, into my younger years, into adulthood, and my experiences. And I absolutely, now that I can look back at my life, can really realize how important this relationship that I have with God is really. For me, it's been extremely difficult, a difficult journey. But I will say that I'm thankful because I have Him in my life, and I am learning to really let go of my needs and really providing my needs and my wants and desires and worries and so many things really in His hands. When I was younger, in my 20s, I met a boy. He was in a fraternity and I was in a sorority. And during that time, we started dating and things were great. I was already, a pretty big Catholic schoolgirl. But when I mean Catholic, I'm not talking about super Christian, really understanding the Word of God. I think a lot of Catholic people, and I'm not saying everyone, but most people, have never really opened a Bible to actually study, read it, understand it. So in my mind, I believe in Jesus, and that therefore I'm saved. Therefore, if I'm about to die and I ask for forgiveness, I'm going to be saved. So him and I met, both in our 20s, dating on and off. And at one point, as we had broken up and gotten back together, he started getting really sick. We had gone on vacation, had really had a great time, and on the vacation, it became very apparent he kept having this horrible pain on his side. And the pain just wouldn't subside. We thought maybe it was his appendix. Then we thought maybe it was an ulcer. We just didn't know. Come back to the States, months go by, pain had gone, all of a sudden it came back. At that point, I suggested, hey, maybe we should go to the hospital and figure out what's going on. So we go to the hospital and they do a whole bunch of tests, and they're like, hey, you're gonna have to stay here, we gotta run more tests. They end up running tests on him. Nobody really gave us a lot of information. His mom at the time was in England, and we were, trying to let her know, but we didn't know how grave the situation was. And so I was going back and forth to the hospital. Again, no info, really, just, hey, your enzymes are really high. So I ended up going maybe on the third day to go see him, and they had moved him. And this cleaning lady was there. And I said, hey, I'm looking for, room number so-and-so. And she's like, I'm really sorry, and I feel so sorry for you. And I said, okay, like, I don't even know who you are, like, what's going on? And she's like, well, usually they put people that are, really sick and dying with cancer on here, and he's just so young. And I was like, what in the world? So I didn't say anything. I ended up finding his room, and I ended up talking to him, not, bringing up what this lady had told me. I thought maybe she was confused. Maybe she was talking about some other person. So then it turns out that his doctor said, hey, I really need to talk to you. It's extremely serious. And that same day, his mom had flown in and driven all the way to the hospital. And so his mom was there, I was there, his doctor comes in. Now, this guy comes in, straight face, like just no empathy, just robotic, probably a doctor who's been doing it for too long, and it's probably like the 3,000 message he's done in a day or in a week or in a month. And he just shares with us that, he has a tumor the size of a cantaloupe on his liver, and that they were going to need to run tests just to see if it was malignant or if there was something that they could do. So, you know, at that point, everybody's upset. His mom is hysterical. I'm just kind of in shock because the whole time I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like this guy just dropped all of this news and that's it, right? Now, mind you, fast forward, we were